Hello, this is the classroom for the third year group that we do on Mondays from 5:30 to 7. And this is for Eva, Jordi. Okay, let me remember all the names of all of you. Nuria, Nahid. Who else is there in the group? Nico, and of course Eric. Okay, so sorry about having to do this on the internet, but I really want you to follow the groups. Okay, so I will be available for you. So on Skype, okay, so I'll send everything to you. Okay, so on an email. Okay, so during class time, Monday at 5:30 to 7, and this will be uploaded, as you can see on YouTube. I will send you the link on email as well to your parents or to you directly. Okay, so first of all, I'd like you to have the books ready. Okay, so have a look. We had for homework the film review, which was on page 191. So I'd like you to send that to me by email at Englishway Sabadell, all one word, at gmail.com. So let me repeat that, Englishwaysabadell at gmail.com. Okay, so, right, if you haven't got an email, you can take a photo, okay, and send it to me as well. So I'd like to have it marked. Thank you. D'accord? Okay, another thing we had for homework was page 233 from the book, page 233, and that was exercise 2. Okay, discipline and exams. Okay, so that was the vocabulary which you had to correct. Are you there? Discipline and exams, exercise 2 on page 233. So let me give you the answers, okay, for exercise 2A. So it was number 2, let. Number 3, misbehave. Number 4, be punished. 5, make. 6, cheat. 7, be expelled. Have you got them? Okay, and for the second part, number 1, take. Number 2, pass. Number 3, reuse. Number 4, fail. And number 5, result. Okay, so you can pause the video, okay, and forward or backwards as you wish. Then following that, so we've got the difference, if you see for the town, let me get them as well. Okay, so you can see the difference between make, let, and allow. Basically, make means obligation. Okay, let means permission, the same as allow. But look here, my French teacher made me do extra homework, so obligated me. So made me do, so that is an infinitive without to, made me do. Okay, our IT teacher, that's lets us play. Okay, so that's again play, infinitive without to, not to play, but play. Okay, however, so allow, which means permit. Okay, it says the head doesn't allow us to take, so that is infinitive with to. So as it says, we use make and let with an object pronoun and infinitive without to, with make and let. But we use allow with an object pronoun and the infinitive with to. So the head doesn't allow us to take our phones to school. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me on the email or on live Skype. Okay, so on Monday at the normal class time. Now, if you move back, okay, to the book, Unit 7A. Now let's go back in the book. So Unit 7A. Okay, are you there? So book, Unit 7A. Page 110. 110. So that's section 3. That's the speaking, obviously. So we cannot do the speaking, but okay, these are questions that you can, if you want, record and send them to me by email or by Skype as well. So I will listen to you and I can take notes. So it says speaking, interview yourself. Okay, so you can answer these questions yourselves. And it is your education. So there are questions about your school, subjects and homework, rules and discipline. For example, so it says, page 110, your school. What kind of secondary school do you go to? Is it a mixed school or a single-sex school? And do you like it? So these are questions that you can answer to me, okay, and send them to me by email or by Skype, okay, so you record yourselves. For example, what kind of secondary school do you go to? You can say, I go to a private school, I go to a state school, etc. Okay, so answer these questions. So that's going to take about 5 minutes only. Okay, so, and any questions you have again, so I will be more than happy to answer them. Then the next section, okay, so there is a reading, so which I would like you to do as well, which is Chinese versus British. Which education system is better? Can you see the reading? Okay, so look at 4a. It says, read the description of a BBC program and answer the questions. You have to read the description. Llegit més al principi, el que teniu del reading a la dreta. Okay? And answer the questions in exercise 4a. So the questions are, why is the Asian education system considered superior? 2. What experiment is the British school setting up? And 3. What do you think the result will be? That's your opinion. So you only have to answer questions 1 and 2. Okay, so I'll give you about 5 minutes to read that. Now pause the video for 5 minutes, answer the questions, and then so we'll go back. Okay, now I hope, sorry about that. So I hope that you haven't tricked yourselves. Okay, I'm watching you. So the answers, okay, so for this, okay, for this section 4a, okay, question 1, the answer is because in some subjects, Asian students are 3 years ahead of Western students of the same age. Because in some subjects, Asian students are 3 years ahead of Western students of the same age. So for question 2, what experiment is a British school setting up? The answer is 5 Chinese teachers are going to teach a group of British students for 4 weeks. They will then take tests to see who does better, the students taught by the British teachers or the students taught by the Chinese teachers. Have you got them? Okay, again, so you can pause the video so as long as you need. So the only thing is that I have limited time for uploading them. Okay, so pause the video to reread to answer the questions. Okay, now look at section 4b. It says listen to, are you there? 4b, it says listen to week 1. Why are these times and numbers a shock for the students? 7 a.m., 30 minutes a day, 50, 11:30 a.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 12 hours. Okay, so I'm going to read that to you so you can play it twice and answer the questions. Are you ready? On the first day of week 1, students changed the normal school uniforms for Chinese-style tracksuits. They start the day much earlier than usual at 7 in the morning with 30 minutes of physical exercise. In Britain, PE is usually fun, and students only have 2 hours a week. But in the Chinese system, students do PE every day. Then lessons begin, and students get another shock. All 50 of them are together in one class. In Britain, the maximum is normally 30, but in China, it's common to have 50 kids in one room. They stop for lunch early, So at 11:30, classes finish at 5 o'clock, but they are not allowed to go home. They have dinner at school, and after dinner, they still have a lot of homework and self-study. When they finish at 7 o'clock, they have to clean the classroom. The school day is 12 hours long. British students find this exhausting. Okay, so let's pause, play it again, okay, and I'll give you the answers after the second time you listen. You have some time to write. Okay. Here are the answers. 7 a.m. They start the day at 7 a.m., much earlier than usual. 30 minutes a day. They do 30 minutes of physical exercises every day instead of 2 hours a week. 50. There are 50 students in one class instead of 30. 11:30 a.m. They have lunch and it's early for them. 5 p.m. They finish lessons at 5, but they cannot go home. 7 p.m. They clean the classroom before they go home. And 12 hours. The school day is 12 hours long, which is very tiring for British students. I'm sure you are sort of getting to grips with that. Us esteu començant a veure com funciona això, que vaig molt ràpid. Sempre podeu parar-ho, tornar-ho a posar, d'acord? Vinga. Now, let's continue, okay, so to part C. Listen to weeks 2 and 3. Tick, okay, so, a tick. Okay, so the things which are true about the Chinese teachers in the experiment. Okay, I'll give you time to read the 10 questions now. Sorry about that. I'm still learning, So, as I said, so allow some time to read the questions. Okay, should be okay. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to read it, so you play it twice, as I said. Okay, and I'll give you the answers after that, but please, okay, so do read it. Okay, so it's much better. Are you ready? So let's go. There are big differences between Chinese and British teaching styles. The Chinese teachers teach very fast, as I do. Okay, so everything is done in books and on paper, and there is a lot of copying from the board. So in Britain, for example, in science, the approach is to let the students do experiments and discover things by themselves, with less help from the teacher. Discipline is also very different in British and Chinese schools. In China, the teachers have complete authority, but in Britain, the same teachers are having problems. They're surprised that the students don't take school seriously. When her students don't pay attention, Miss Yang, the science teacher, makes them stand and look at the wall, but it doesn't seem to work very well. As Rosie, one of the students, says, it probably works in China because everybody does what their teacher says, but here we don't care, we think it's funny. By week 3, there is a serious problem with discipline. Some students like the Chinese system, but a lot of others are behaving badly in class, and some students stop coming to class completely. The Chinese teachers are losing control and realize they need to change the way they are teaching on their students will fail the tests in week 4. They start to teach the children about Chinese culture and food, and their Chinese face massage to their daily lessons. They also try to teach patience and concentration using traditional Chinese games. During a meeting with the parents, the Chinese teachers try to get them to help and to encourage their children to work hard. The parents are impressed, and the Chinese teachers are filled with new energy and confidence. Okay, now you can reword, podeu tornar enrere, tornar a escoltar, I després pareu el vídeo durant 2 o 3 minutets per contestar les preguntes. I us dono les respostes. Okay, so here are the answers. You should tick. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, and 10. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, and 10 are the ones you should have ticked. Have you got them all right? Good, of course, you're very good students. Now, D. Okay, so let's go to section D. Okay, listen to week 4 and complete the numbers in the chart. What did the British and Chinese teachers learn? So you've got the test results, okay, and the results with students with British teachers and students with Chinese teachers. Okay, so you have to write that number, percentage. So let me read it for you. Okay, so here we go. It's a short one, this one. During the last week of the experiment, the children in the Chinese class are behaving better. At the end of the week, all the students from the classes with Chinese teachers and the classes with British ones take tests in math, science, and Mandarin. These tests will decide which style of teaching has worked better. So what do the results show? In the maths tests, the children taught by British teachers get an average of 54%, and the class taught by Chinese teachers gets 68%. In science, British taught students get 50%, and Chinese taught students get 58%. And in Mandarin, British taught students get 37%, and Chinese taught students get 46%. The Chinese teachers are delighted, okay, and their students are really grateful and happy. Of course they are. So the Chinese teachers get better results. But does that mean their teaching methods are better? Nila Stroger, the head teacher at the school, says, it clearly gets good results, but the discipline is too strict for some students. The Chinese teachers agree that their method doesn't help to develop personality or creativity. Perhaps the last word should go to Miss Lee, the Mandarin teacher. As she says, it's very hard to say which system is better, but I think we both learn from each other. I just put a little bit of a Chinese accent if I do well or not. Okay, so now, listen again, and then 2 minutes, pause, and the answer. Got it? So, maths students with British teachers, 54%. Students with Chinese teachers, 68%. Science students